Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. Welcome to Eve's Creations Paint Party. My name is Eve. It's Friday night. What? So, tonight's all about roaring 20s. So we're going to be painting an awesome painting with our little dancers and our old cars and all that good stuff. So say hello, hello, hello if you're painting with me tonight. And let's get Butters taken care of. Say hi, Mr. Butters. Say hi to your fans, buddy. Say hi. Hi. You caught my bare feet in that one. Whoops. So, hi, Kelly. Hello, 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 sweetheart. Aloha, Cindy. Hi, Marcia. Hi, everybody. Hello, 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 guys. Hi. A little late chiming on. Sorry about that. Aloha, Eve. Marcia's in the house. Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. Julia Ann. All right, Julia. Sounds good. Sounds good, love. You're going to take care of it later. Sounds good. You know replay's always available, so we're all good. All right, I'm going to put you guys in your handy-dandy holder. Say hello, hello if you're painting with me tonight. I'm going to pour my paint. Same weapons every party, pretty much, right? We got Big Boy in the house. We're going to be using Big Boy. We're going to be using tiny, mini-me, lots and lots of Mr. Nifty tonight. So get out your small brushes. You're definitely going to need those. Hi, Doreen. Welcome, Doreen. Hello, 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 sweetheart. Hello. Hi. Welcome to the fam, hun. So, writing down my roll call. I'm going to put you in a handy-dandy holder, and we'll get this thing started. Alright, I cannot show you both at once, so if you need a reference photo, take a screenshot, take care of everything. Oh, this is a long one. I gotta put the camera all the way back. I gotta put the camera all the way back here. Hi, Tina. Happy Friday. Hello, 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 Margaret. Hello, 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 sweetheart. Cynthia's in the house. Hi, Cynthia. Happy Friday, Tina. I don't know how it's Friday already. I just got over it being Tuesday. So, my apologies for the posting the painting late. I started painting this and I actually painted something different. And I walked past it and I didn't like it at all. So, I repainted a new painting. So, that's just the way it is. So, paint tonight is white. We have white. We're going to have blue, black, red. I'm painting on a 16 by 20 canvas. I'm holding it long ways. So, it's 16 by 20. If you guys are painting on something smaller, that is fine. Just adjust accordingly, and as long as you're in the same area of your canvas that I'm in, you guys are all set. Thanks, Kelly. Look forward to your Friday's painting. Awesome. So I'm going to pour my paint here. My containers are all stuck, so this is going to take me a second. It's kind of quiet, right? I don't have my music playing. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll get that figured out too. So whatever color you guys want to use as your accent color, I use the yellow because the 20s was all about, glitz and glam and all of that good stuff. And the yellow just reminded me of, it being like gold. If you guys want to use a metallic paint as an accent color, you could totally do that. I know some of you are painting on a black canvas. That's totally fine. However you want to work this, it's your painting, okay? So the only difference is this side's darker than this side. So when we put our background on, you just want to make sure the one side's lighter than the other side. And when I made my gray, I used blue, black, red, and white. So But you can do any combinations of gray that you want, guys. You just have to make sure that you have the it being light and dark on the right, you know, the correct sides. You need this lighter to see the dancers, and this could be a little darker because it's obviously on the street. Okay, Cynthia, no worries. Replay is always available. Julia Ann's going to be watching the replay, so that's fine. We got replay people in the house. Oh, yeah. And I'm painting barefoot. Oh, yeah. Usually I don't catch my feet when I show you guys butters, but of course I don't have any shoes on, and we caught my feet. All right, so red, blue, black, yellow, and white. We are all set to go. Take your screenshots, get yourselves ready, think about what accent color you want, think about what colors you're going to use to make it grayscale. Got lots of stuff to decide, guys, and we're definitely going to be, I hope you guys paid attention during that how to paint people tutorial, because we're definitely going to be using those skills tonight, that's for sure. That is for sure. And I'm just playing with my music because I just can't not having something in the background. I just can't. I can't do it. It's not a party without some music. Alright. So, okay. I think Eve's got her act together now. I think I got my act together now, guys. So, hello, everybody. If the music's too loud, let me know. Alright, we got Kelly here, Cindy, Marcia, Margaret, Cynthia, Tina, Julia, and Doreen. Hello, guys. Woo! I got you. I'm here. I'm good. We're good to go. I hope you guys are ready for Eddie Spaghetti, because we're going to get this shindig started. Okay, so say goodbye. Up the almighty blank canvas. I know, it's a little scary, but we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. And we're going to be doing our background. So, like I said, any color grayscale you guys want to do. I made mine a little more blue, a little more purple, because I discovered something, guys. You guys like to throw challenges my way. And I discovered that I do not like painting in gray. I don't like it. No, I don't like it at all. So, and I should have known that, because I only have one piece of artwork in my whole collection that's black and white, other than my drawings. So, completely learned that I do not like painting in gray. I'll show you the one piece I have while you guys are still getting ready for the spaghetti. It's pretty cool looking. So, here's my one painting. That's grayscale. That's it. That's all I have in my whole collection, is this one painting. So, that should have told me that I don't like painting in black and white. Because I only got one thing. You like painting in black? Thank you, Kelly. You like painting? Yeah, I can't talk. You like painting in black and white? Yeah. I'm color through and through to my soul, I think. I'm color through and through to my soul. So, getting my soda here. Oh, and all my videos are kid-friendly, guys, so I'll try to pay attention to this, you try to pay attention to that, and we'll be good to go. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so swirl tap that big boy. We'll get this shindig started. All right, and to get my purplish grayish color, I did, you like black and white too? Yeah, Margaret, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan, but that's okay. I do it for you guys. You guys wanted it. I'll give it to you. All right. So for my bluish purplish background color, I grabbed red, blue, black, and white. Okay, so I grabbed every color in the book. You guys can make it any color you want. Now I gotta lower my music quite. So let me lower the music. And I gotta show you my my painting with the mess up. I don't know what's playing on here, but alright. I gotta show you the other painting so I can explain some things to you. I gotta show you the painting that I wound up not liking my first attempt at this. Now, I surprised myself because usually I get a painting, and even if it's even if it's not the greatest, I can schmooze it and make it to my liking, fix any corrections or whatnot. And this painting, I got done painting pretty much the whole painting, and I discovered I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So, starting yesterday, I painted the one we're painting tonight. So, last minute special, guys. But I couldn't let my painting fan down because I did promise you a black and white Great Gatsby 20's painting. So I couldn't let you guys down. But that's why it was last minute, everybody. When I'm sure you guys were waiting for the event page. And that's why it was last minute, because I repainted a completely new painting. That's what I did. Alright, so we're making the one side darker than the other. So, again, like I said, I'm using blue, black, red, and some white. You guys can use whatever color you want. And this side's darker, this side's lighter. So, as you move your way over, you want to turn around and add more white to your colors. Okay? So, lighter and darker. Not too much. Not like, I also noticed that when I paint black and white, I learned a lot. I learned a lot, you guys. So, I learned also that when I paint black and white, I paint it very, very, very dark. So, I actually had to force myself to make it lighter than what I was painting it. So, anyway, those were my woes. Those were my troubles, You guys, sometimes you're a little hard on yourselves. And, you think that you should be doing stuff perfectly as soon as you put the paintbrush to the canvas. And that is not necessarily so. Because everybody makes mistakes. I turn around and, I had to start the painting all over again because I didn't like where it was going. And I'm going to show you the other painting so you can see where my mistake was from. So this way, maybe you guys won't make the same mistake when you're doing your paintings. Okay, so to blend this in the center, if it's not blending for you, just wet your brush a little bit. Wet your brush a little bit and just go back and forth between the two. So if it's not blending for you, just wet your brush. Just put a little more water on it than usual and then just go back between the two. It's okay. You don't want a straight line going down the center. So you just want to go in between the two different colors. Okay? So, and, or if you need to grab some more paint because it dried on you already, you can grab more paint because it dried on you already. It's okay. No worries here, guys. No worries. No worries at all. Alrighty, so you just go back and forth between the two and soften out the line between the darker and the lighter. That's all. And I'm literally just grabbing I have a big old messy palette already. See everybody? So I'm just grabbing some blues, some reds, some blacks, a little bit of white, putting a whole big mess on my brush, starting on the dark side, and then the dark side. We're on the dark side. So, starting on the dark side, and then as I move my way over, I just add more white to my brush, that's all. I just add more white. So those of you that are painting on a black canvas, that's pretty cool. You guys can just have fun. You don't have to worry about getting every little spot darkened out because you're already starting on a dark surface, so that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. I know you guys were talking about that. I saw the comments right before I hopped on. So, as I was going to hit the button to start our video, to start our Friday night paint night. Oh yeah. I saw Kelly and you, Tina, talking about working on a black canvas. So, I can't wait to see those. I'm sure they're going to be pretty nifty. Nifty, nifty, nifty. Oh yeah, nifty, nifty, nifty in the house. So, and anyway, like I said, just go back and forth between the two. If you need to add, when I say add some water to your brush, I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying when I say that. And I don't mean that to be like, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. So, when I say when you're blending, add some water to your brush, I literally take my brush, I dip it in my water, I do a little tap, and then I dab it on my paper towel. But I don't dab it to the point, see? I don't dab it to the point of where it's dry. So there's a lot more water in my brush. I don't know if you guys can tell that. So I literally dip and do like a little touch dab. That's it. Just a little touch dab so it's not dripping. And then your brush will turn around and, you know, soften these colors out for you so they're easier to blend. Because blending, a lot of blending trouble comes in because your color's dry already. That's the problem with acrylic. It dries so darn fast sometimes that, you know, you kind of beat. So literally, I put it in the water. I do like one tap. I do like one little mini dab just so the drips are on it. And then I go in and put it on my canvas. So that's what I mean when I say when you're having trouble blending, to just make your brush a little more wet. That's how I make my brush a little more wet. Alright? You still don't want it dripping, but you just want it to... Oh, I forgot this whole section up there talking. I didn't even see it. That's what I mean about blending. You know, when I say wet your brush down to help your blends better, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I do that. Alright, guys? So I know I say that a lot. I'm not sure if I might have showed you in the blending video how to do that, but if you didn't catch the blending video, you might not have known that little trick. So now you know. Now you know, guys. Now you know. You're all set. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's what I'm talking about. So, Kelly's in the house. Cindy's here. Did I scare you? That was a little loud. Marsh is here. Margaret. Cynthia's going on. She's going to be watching the replay. Julia popped on to say hello. And we got Tina and Doreen in the house. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And Butters just touched my knee with his wet nose. We're having a great old time. Alright, so you guys play with your background. You know, like I said, make sure the one side is darker than the other. And then we're going to get into all our little details. So you're going to be all set with the details. And like I said, if you want to soften your backgrounds or blend them, just a little bit of water on your brush softens everything out, blends your colors together better. And, you know, you can turn around and have your paint be thinner. You don't want to be globbing this. Hi, Steph. How you doing, sweetie? Yeah, hi, Tina. How you doing, love? Hello, hello, hello. So, yeah, he literally just touched my knee with his very cold, wet nose. Welcome, 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 Tina. Welcome, 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 Steph. How you guys doing? Hello, hello. So we need this to dry now, everybody. We need this to dry. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We need this to dry up. So, like I said, don't put your paint on too thick. If you put it on thick, pull it around a little bit. Spread it nice and thin for yourselves. And I'm gonna get some clean white, because I used up all my white, and we're gonna turn around and start putting our details in. The whole rest of this painting is details, guys. There's no nothing more to do for the background. There's no, so it's basically putting our details in and then schmoozing that up. Me showing you the people and the cars. So, nice, relaxing evening. Might take us a minute because we're drawing a lot of figures here. Thank you, Steph, for popping in and saying hello, sweetheart. 4 hours of sleep last night after my paint night. Okay, Kelly, well, I stayed up all night painting the painting we're painting tonight. So I was working on only a couple hours of sleep myself. So that's what happens when you're an artist and you do painting classes, sweetie. That's what happens. You lose sleep over it. You wind up losing sleep over it. That's what happens. All right, so hi, Katie. Hello, sweetie. Yep, that's what happens, Kelly. Welcome to being an instructor. Welcome to being an instructor. All right, so I'm going to show you the other painting. So I'm going to show you what. Now, some of you might like this, and it's not bad. So this was the other painting. So the problem with this other painting, though, is that the focal point winds up being this house, because I had the mansion in it. So the focal point wound up being the house. And yeah, so this was the other painting. This was going to be tonight's painting until I painted the new one. The problem, I'm showing you my mess up. Now, some of you might think it's really nice, and I appreciate those compliments. But I'm showing you why I had to paint a new painting more while we're waiting for our backgrounds to dry. So this was going to be tonight's painting. Yes, has a pretty flapper dress, and they look really good. So the parts look good, right? Same parts as in the painting tonight. We have this, we have the car, and I wanted to put the Great Gatsby mansion in. My problem is, so I put the same dress in the finished one here, guys. So I put the same dress. See, the lady dancing has the same dress. So this is the one we're working on tonight. I don't want to confuse everybody. So this is the one we're working on tonight. This is the painting I redid. And this is the one that I started for all of us to do. So the problem with this painting is that the focal point, instead of just noticing the people and the car and all the pretty, the focal point winds up being this huge square with triangles. So if you look at it, it's not very appeasing to the eye. Whereas the painting we're doing tonight, winds up having your eye follow all around and notice all the little details. So, some of you might like this painting, and that's okay, but that's why I wound up painting a completely new one, because if you look at this one and you look at that one, this one your eye flows better around, and this one your eye goes to just two gold triangles when you look at it. So it is what it is. Yep, so that was my mistake. I wanted to show you guys my mistake. So sometimes your mistakes happen because your composition is off. They call it composition, which is the parts in your painting. Okay, is what you're actually painting. The parts in your painting. So it's called composition. So sometimes your composition is off or your spacing is off. Like, this would have been much better if I had, like, my, like the Philadelphia paint, when we did, can't think of, the Amish buggy. Like, if I would have made this smaller and in the back more, and then had a winding road, it would have been a much better painting, instead of looking at two gold triangles. But I like this part, and I like this part, so I redid that part in tonight's painting. So, I just wanted to show you guys my oopsie, so you understand a little bit better about how to put a painting together. You should always pay attention to what your eye focuses on when you look at a painting. So, this painting makes your eye travel. It doesn't just get stuck on one particular piece. It makes your eye travel around the whole painting. And so that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. And if you're going to have a focal point, you want to make sure that your focal point winds up focal point. Again, another fancy term, but basically it's just what is your eye focusing on is something that is interesting. So there you have it. There's my speech for tonight. That's why we're doing the painting we're doing tonight, and that's why, just like you, Kelly, I'm only working on a few hours of sleep. Alright, so our background should be good by now. Swirl tap dab, big boy. Excuse me. I'm choking. Butters is over here choking and sneezing. We're all making all sorts of noises. I don't know if you guys can hear them. So, swirl tap dab, big boy, and we're going to go into our black paint, and we're going to put our road in. And I don't know if any of you, you know, if you wound up putting your background on thick, you know, you might have to do the elephant walk, or the, you know, some of you get really fancy with a blow dryer. I'm not that fancy. Okay, so our road starts above halfway, so find your center. Finding our center. And we have nice thin black paint on big boy. We're going to find our center, and we're going to hold big boy back here. We're going to go straight up to your canvas. You're going to go in this area, and you're going to go above your center, and you're going to pull, and then you're going to switch, come this way, work your way down, come over this way, and then scoop around. Okay? So, once you have that in there, generally, you can turn around and go back to where you started. Pull again and make it thicker. As you swing around this part, you want to make it thicker. And when you swing around this part's going to be even thicker. Okay, so you're just following your guideline you just did, and you're just making it thicker and thicker as you come towards you. So it looks like it's swerving to the back of to the, you know, the area back there. Right? So that's how we're adding some depth. There's lots of perception in this painting. So this is the one way. And if your paint's not quite dry yet, that's fine. That's fine. It's just a black road. It could pick up colors that are around it. Especially, you know, you ever notice how the roads, especially after it rains, picks up like the colors that are around it? Like the asphalt winds up reflecting all the colors I always thought that was kind of cool. I always thought that was kind of cool. So I just did, so all I'm doing here is I turn around and I made that little curve. And now I'm just following along that curve and making it thicker and thicker. I'm making it thicker and thicker as I work my way towards the front of the canvas here. So when you get to the bottom, this whole piece over here is going right off the canvas. Right off the canvas, so you have a big piece of black right there. And where you're ending your road. Hi artist, how you doing, sweetie? You do what, Kelly? I missed what I forgot what I was talking about. So you commented I do that. I don't know with the focal point, because that's what we were talking about. So the part of the road that ends. Hi artist, how you doing, sweetie? You just want to zigzag a zoom. Just zigzag zoom and have it disappear. Okay? And that should be in the center of your canvas. Oh, the hair dryer. All right. I forgot what I was talking about. Hi, Tammy. How you doing, sweetie? Hey, artist. Hey, Tammy. Hello, everybody. That's so funny. I'm telling you. I have a big show tomorrow. I don't know if you guys saw it posted. I have a big show. I'm doing three in-person parties in one day. So I'm a little distracted. All right, so now you just want to take a small brush. I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty. Those of you who don't know about Mr. Nifty, when you send me support and a tip, I send you to Mr. Nifty's. So whatever tiny brush that you have, small round brush. And I'm just going to come up over here to the top. And I'm going to have that go into a really small point. That's all. That's all. That's what we're doing there. And then I'm going to take my small brush. And I'm going to turn around. And we're going to do our lamppost. So our first lamppost, you need your smallest brush possible because it's really tiny and it's back here. Okay, so you want to do your first lamppost, right? Move your hand, not the brush. Get yourself a nice straight line going upwards, and you want to keep that small. Okay, you want to keep that nice and small. And then your second lamppost, you're going to make a little bigger. And you want to leave room for your car. Okay, you want to leave room for the car that's in the shadow. Okay, guys? Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you for popping in and saying hello to me. I really appreciate that. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. So, the second lamppost is bigger, but you want to leave space for your car. Alright, so make sure you're leaving room for your car. So we're just going to drop that in. Right? Move your hand, not the brush. And the faster you go, the straighter it'll be. Faster you go, the straighter it'll be, guys. Okay? So, you move your hand. Swoop. Swoop. Right? So this lamppost is a little bigger and a little taller because it's closer to us. Okay? You painted the Wizard of Oz, Tammy? Oh, good for you. Nice. That one was a process, but it was worth it. It was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Okay, and now I'm going to switch to a bigger brush. I'm going to switch to a bigger brush to do the third lamppost. So I'm going to switch to my, I'm going to switch to Tiny, the round brush. So I'm going to swirl, tap, dab the Tiny. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz painting is definitely a process. That's for sure. So, and when you put paint on your round brush, you want to turn around and roll it in the paint to get all those pieces down. Make sure you have a pretty good point. And right over here is our third lamppost. So we're going to throw that in real quick. And that's going to go all the way past that curve. So it's going to start here, excuse me, and it's going to go all the way up and past that curve. And this one's going to be the tallest and the thickest, because this one is the closest one to us. So I am literally using the side of my canvas to brace my hand so I could turn around and paint this nice and straight. Nice and straight for everybody. Alright, so you can use the side of your canvas to brace your hand, and then you just run your hand down the side of your canvas, leaving the brush still. Oh, your daughter-in-law asked for it? Nice! Awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I like it a lot. Okay? So, you have your 3 lampposts in. You have your road in. We have our background, right? Everything's going groovy here. Excuse me. I was tickling my nose. I was tickling my nose. That's awesome, Tammy. I'm glad that you really liked it. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to swirl tap that big boy, and you need clean white paint. You need clean white paint. Very clean. Very, very, very clean. We need clean white paint, people. Clean white. Clean white. And you want to get all that black and dark out of your big brush. So I'm going to cheat. Because I cheat very well. And I'm going to use my sink instead of swirling, tapping, and dabbing 100 million times. I'm going to cheat and clean my brush and my sink. Oh, I'm glad your painting came out good. That's awesome. That is totally awesome. Alright, so make sure he's nice and clean. We're going to go with our white paint. Nice thin edge, right? Pull it along your palette for a nice thin edge. Nice and thin. And you're going to come up here to this side, and we're going to put in our chandelier. Now, I actually looked up a 1920s chandelier, so, and this one was the one that I liked, so I picked this one. Alright, so you have your canvas in the center, find our center, and then you're going to go in the middle of this half. Alright, so the middle of this half, right about there, okay guys? And you just want to turn around, and I'm holding my brush really close up to the front of my bristles. And I'm just going to put a swoop and a swoop. Right? 2 swoopy pieces. Right? Just like that. Swoop and a swoop. Now, make sure you don't make your chandelier so big that you don't have any room for your dancers, okay guys? So make sure that you're not making it so big that you don't have any room for your dancers. And then once you have this swoop and this swoop, you're going to turn around and make an oval. So you want to make an oval, and you want that swoop to be in the center of your oval. Alright, so I'm going to make an oval. Looks like a Hershey's Kiss, doesn't it? remember, don't play with it too much. Say, Eve, stop playing with it, because the more you play with it, the bigger it's going to get. So you don't want that to happen. Okay, so we got one big, like, little Hershey's Kiss going on. And now I'm going to switch to my smaller brush. We're going to switch to Mini-Me. Mini-Me looks just like Big Boy, except he's small. And we're going to go in here. And we're going to add another piece to it. Another oval. And then another little tiny piece in the middle of that. So make sure you just stay in center, right? So this is in the middle and coming straight down. And then this is in the middle of, you know, even on both sides there. And then you're going to just put another little tiny, what my mom would call a dutzel. A little dutzel. So you just want to put in another little dutzel right there. So I'll give you a close-up. Close-up! So you guys can see the shape that I painted, alright? Earthquake! So there is your close-up. Oh no, Tina! I dropped my palette the other day. I wind up doing that all the time. So no worries there. I wind up doing it all the time. Don't stress it. Don't stress it. No worries. No worries at all. Okay, so once you have that shape, we're going to take our small brush and we're going to come over here to the bottom of our road. Right here, and we're going to you have cat hair in your paint? Oh no. You got a big old mess going on, Tina. That's alright. It's all good. Just rub it in. Just rub it in. Just rub it in. Oh. See, I'm not alone. Everybody makes messes. It's all good. It's all good. Alright, so while we're waiting for Tina to clean up her paint, why don't we do something easy peasy, right? Take that small brush, and we're just going to add the white squares on top of our lamppost. Because I'll wait for you, Tina, before I explain the car, alright? So, on top of your lamppost, you just want to do your little white squares here. Okay? And obviously they get bigger as we move to the biggest lamppost. Okay, so let's do our squares on our lamppost. Giving Tina a minute or two to clean up her paint before I instruct the car. So, you want to put those in. You're good, just a mess? Oh, that's alright. It happens to the best of us. It happens to me all the time. Alright, so the car. Okay, so white paint. And you're going to make a rectangle. And make a rectangle. And you want to make your rectangle, you know, pretty long. Not too long, because we're going to add details to it. But, you know, long enough so you can fit everything in there. So you're going to make your rectangle. And then you're going to turn around and put an angle off the back. Okay? And then you want to turn around and you're going to do a swoop on the front here. That ends kind of in the middle of your rectangle. Alright, so you're going to do a swoop there. And then you're going to move over and do another swoop over here. Okay, so that is one fender and this is the other fender. Right, so we just painted in the two fenders. And then you're going to turn around and find the middle here. And you're going to, wherever the space is, put your swoop too low, that's okay. It's all good. Just make your car bigger. Just make your rectangle bigger to match up to your swoop. That's all. Alright, so right in the middle here, right, your one swoop ends there. The other one starts here. So right in that space right there, you want to go up and you want to put in the sideways teardrop. Okay. And then you're going to add a smidge of black for a light gray. You want a light gray. What kind of gray? A light gray. And in the center of your swoop right here, you're going to do your tires. So however you're comfortable doing a circle, I do a parentheses and a parentheses. Then I do a little scribble action to round it out. So there's one tire, and then turn around and come over here and make the mark. Come over here, make the mark, do your parentheses and your parentheses, do a little scribble action to round it out for yourself. And there's our other tire. Yep, so just make your rectangle bigger to meet your, I'm going to wipe off the globs on my brush. And I'm going to grab that light gray again. And right above my swoop here, okay? I like this car a lot. I like it a lot. Alright, so the bottom of your circle disappears behind the fender though. You want to turn around and put in another circle. Okay, so now you're going to paint in the rest of the car a darker gray than that tire. Alright, so grab some more black, make a darker gray, and paint in your car. So try to stay in the lines as much as possible. You know how much I love to do that. Alright, you know how much I love to stay in the lines, right guys? Alright. It's okay if you wind up not staying in the lines a little bit. So if you need to fix your swoop on the top part, as you're painting in this gray, you can fix your swoop on the top part. You can fix your swoop on the top part. Okay, so if you need to fix anything or schmooze anything as you're painting this in gray, go right ahead and do that. So if you need to fix this swoop, if you need to fix your circle or your spare tire, you can fix that. You know, as you're filling this gray in, you can schmooze and fix any of the shapes that you need to. It's all good. So once I have that painted in, I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to come back in and redo my bumper swoops, or my wheel well swoops. So put those in better, get those nice and bright since we're going to be coloring those yellow. Come over here and fix this one, because you know I didn't paint in the lines, so I got to refix my lines. Okay, so we're going to fix that one. And then we're going to grab a little bit of black to make a lighter gray. And you're going to put in the front square. On your car. Right? And we're going to let that dry a minute. So now we're going to start on our, as you can turn around and put another, so swirl tap dab your brush while I'm thinking of it. Turn around and put another coat of white in your lamp shades. Because, you know, the more we base this out with white, the brighter our colors are going to be. So put in another coat of white in your lamp shades. Lamp shades, hello. They're not lamp shades, Eve. They're lamp posts. Oh, put another coat of white in your lamp posts. Oh my goodness. Alright. And we're going to come over here and put another coat of white in our chandelier here. Alright. I'll learn to talk eventually, guys. It's all good. It's all good. It is all gravy. So, there we go. Put another coat of white if you have to fix your shape. That's hysterical, Kelly. Well, you were doing the chandelier too, but I meant the lamp post. Whatever. You guys will figure it out. You've been painting with me long enough to know that what I say and what I do sometimes isn't the same thing. It happens. So, Julie is going to be catching the replay. Cynthia is going to be catching the replay. A couple other of our fans is going to be watching the replay. So, hello all on the replay. And Kelly and Cindy and Marcia and Tina are here. And Doreen and another Tina stopped by. And we got Steph and Katie and Artist and Tammy. So, I love my whole fam. Hello, 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 Kim. How you doing, sweetheart? Kim just popped on. You must have known I was doing roll call, Kim. You popped on just in time. Alright, guys. So, here it is. Get your tiny, tiny brushes out. Get your tiny, tiny, tiny brushes out. So if you have your Mr. Nifties, get them out. Get them ready. Okay, artists, thank you so much. Thanks for popping in. You're awesome. Artist came back from more torture. New family member. So, we're going to be using black paint, and I'm going to be using Mr. Nifty. You want to make sure your black paint's nice and thin and loose, not all globby. Okay? So, grab your black paint, and we're going to come up here, and I'm going to show you the dancers we're working on. So, maybe I can get them both up here at once. Oh, look at that. There we go. That works, right? You guys can see those guys, and we can paint them. Okay, there we go. Alright, so the first dancer. Right, small brush. These guys are small, guys. Alright, leave a little space for the light ray. Come over here in this direction. And our first lady, you're going to turn around and do a line at an angle. Alright, and then you're going to swoop that around. And then you're going to go down at another angle. Okay? And then off of this swoop, you're going to come down. And you're going to come down a little longer than that first line. We're doing her right here. Okay? And then off the top here, you're going to do a line going straight out. Do a little line going this way. Bring this down and in. Put your neck. And then put your oval for your head. Okay, and always do your head smaller than what you think there should be. You could always make them bigger to match the body better. But if you wind up putting a big old head, then you're going to have to make everything about the body thicker, thicker, and thicker. Alright, so if this shape was a little wonky for you, as we fill it in, you can fix it better, okay guys? So we're going to turn around and we're going to swoop this down this way. Okay, and we're going to fill in this whole part. We're doing dances, baby. They're dancing. Oh, yeah. Doing dancers. That's what we're doing. Okay, and then you're going to come around and make this a little thicker and keep it narrow as you get to the bottom. Right, her leg is actually crossing over the other leg. So her leg's actually bending over and crossing over the other leg. So that's why it's sticking out like that. And then this is her leg that's straight. So you want to make this a little thicker. And make it narrow, more narrow as you go towards the bottom. And no worries, if you mess any of this up or it looks a little wonky, you could always cover it with the dress. So, don't stress it. Then you want to make her arm a little thicker. Make it more narrow as you come to the bottom. And then the same with this arm. Okay, and there you go, guys. You just painted your first dancer. Look at that. Good job. All right, for her shoe, you're going to do a little oval. And then you're going to put a little square. You guys see that? Here, let me get it closer for you. There. Now you can see both of them. Okay, and then for the other shoe, you're going to do a little oval and a square. Make her heels. And you want to keep wiping off your small brush and grabbing fresh paint so you have nice, fresh, loose paint on your brush. Okay, guys? And then our hand. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for her hair, I just did, you guys can do whatever kind of hair you want. I just did little flips because those 1920s girls all had like little cute little short haircuts. So I did a lot of research for this. I had to research the flapper dancers. I had to research the 1920s dresses. I researched the 1920s chandelier. I got my lesson in 1920s, that's for sure. So there's your first dancer. Okay, guys, so if you're screwing this up, what I want you to do is for your own self, if you're messing one of them up, just turn around, because sometimes you just need practice with people, but turn around and keep a very wet brush next to you. And keep some paper towel next to you. Okay, so what you're going to do is, if you turn around and screw up your lines, instead of making them bigger and bigger and bigger trying to fix them, I want you to turn around and keep a very wet brush. I'm going to show you a trick. So, you keep a very wet brush next to you, right? Some paper towel that's clean. And what you can do is, right after you paint something, if you totally screw it up, you hit it with the water and you wipe it off. See that? That is a very big secret. A lot of people don't want to tell people that are just their secret on getting rid of stuff. But if you screw up one of your people or one of your lines, right, I'll show you again. There's a line I don't want. Very wet brush. Put that right over it. Take your paper towel, wipe it right off. But you got to do it while the paint's still wet. Okay? So if you need to fix any of your lines, or you mess up one of your lines, or if you just can't get one of these dancers, you can easily just take them right out of the painting. Alright, guys? So there is. Now I have to turn around and send the mob after all of you, because there is the secret to erasing your acrylic paint. That's the secret. Okay, so if you screw any of them up, just erase it. You can try it again in a little bit. No worries. They're not. They're kind of screwy. The shapes of the people are kind of screwy. You kind of just have to go with faith and trust me. How I'm putting lines and how I'm not putting lines. Okay. So the guy's easier. So if there's one that you're not getting, just try another one. And yep, there you go. Now you know the secret. Now I have to send the mob after all yous. Alright, so we're going to do the guy. See the guy? We're going to do him. He's a lot easier. He is a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to turn around. And right next to our girl, you're just going to do a line that's about the same length as her. You're going to do a line. If you guys are having trouble doing the hands, like, I didn't do it because my videos are kid friendly, but, you know, like, they could be holding, have them holding a drink, like a little champagne glass, or, you know, like a little purse. You could put a little purse, like, have the hand holding something. Or you could always cheat and just make the hand closed. You don't have to do the fingers. So if you want to just make like a little, you can make like a little fist. Like you can do something like this instead. If you don't want to do the fingers, you can do like a little bump like this. And then put a thumb on it. Like the hand's closed. See that? So you can do something like that. You can hide the hands. You don't have to put her arm going out into the air. You can turn around and hide it. So, no worries, guys. Just have fun with this. If you can't get one of them, that's fine. It's all good. Just erase them. Yep, so it's all good, guys. So the guy's a lot easier. So you're just going to do this straight line down. And then you're going to make his legs coming out. And then his arm, you know, put his shoulders in. And there's one arm. And then his other arm is shooting straight out. So he's a lot easier. So you guys can definitely get him. And then do your little head. And like I said, make your head smaller. Because as you color it in, it's probably going to get bigger. And if you make your head too big, you got to make the rest of the body bigger. So he's a lot easier shape to do. Right? I'm going to put his little hat on. So when you do a hat, it's just a straight line across. But when you do the top of a hat, guys, so I'm going to do this when I cover clothes. I'm going to tell you guys this trick. A lot of people put hats on, but they don't put the hats on to where they're matching the head that it's on. So when you do a hat, you want to follow the side of the head upwards. And put your two lines up that are on the side of the head. So your hat fits the head. I'm going to cover that when I do, and now you just want to thicken this out. That's all you want to do. So we did all this when we did How To People, remember? We did a whole bunch of these. Now these are just ones all in weird shapes because they're all dancing. They're dancing. They're dancing, that's all. They're just dancing. Do a couple of swoops in. They're just dancing. Right? Make my legs thicker. Right? And don't forget our rule. Don't forget our rule, right? Legs are twice the size as the middle. And the head is the half of the middle. Okay, so don't forget our rule for the proportion. Right? And then he has a foot going up and out this way. And his other foot is toe tapping here. One, two, three, 4, 5. And make sure you don't have globs on your brush. Keep wiping that brush off, guys. Keep wiping that brush off, because if you have globs on your brush, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have globs on that brush, you're going to have globs on your painting. You did okay with drawing the people. Yes, you did. I saw that. You did a great job. You haven't practiced painting them yet. It's all good, Tina. So if you totally screw one up, just erase it off. If you have less people, that's okay. No worries. If you have less dancers, some of the shapes are easier than others. The guy is a lot easier. So you don't have to stress it. No stressing. Alright, so we'll do another dude so you guys more comfortable. We'll do this guy. All right, and then we'll go to the chick. Okay, so we're going to do this guy right here because the men are easier. So you can make it a stag party. There you go. Just all guys dancing around. The girls didn't show up yet. They're fashionably late. No stressing, Kelly. No stressing. Excuse me. And quit trying to fix them, because the more you play with them, the bigger they're going to get. Alright, so the next dude. Okay, do your lunge. Now, he's a little, and he's all the way over here. You got to leave room in the center for your two big dancers, okay? So, you're just going to do a line. Put his head in. Right? You want to put his head in first so you make sure you leave enough room under the other dancer. Okay? So, put his head in. Put his hat on. The hat's always fun to do. I like the little hats. Okay, I'll bring the line down. Got one leg going out this way. He's got one leg going out this way. Right? Don't lose your neck. Put your shoulders in. Got an arm coming this way. And an arm coming that way. So he's easy. No hands on him, no nothing. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, the guy over here, okay? Right? Put your little swoops in to put his body. There's no hands, there's nothing on this guy, so he's nice and easy for you. Alright, make his arm thicker. Right, and you want to make the arms thicker, and then go more narrow as your work as it's supposedly going to the hand. See, and mine didn't come out exactly like this, right? He's like, this guy's a little taller. This guy's squatting down more because I put his arms out like straighter. Like here, his arms are going down more at an angle. So you're not going to do them perfect exactly the way they are on the painting. It's alright if they come out a little different. And if you mess up any of the girls, we're going to put the dresses and the squiggles on them. Yeah, he's nice and easy. You like him, Kelly? He's an easy one. So we're going to put the dresses and the squiggles on the girls. So if you messed up any of the body shapes, that's okay. You can just cover it up with tassels. That's all. You can just cover it up with tassels. No big deal. See, he didn't come out like this guy. It's different. It's okay. He's just squatting down further. It's all good. His shoes coming out like this, and his shoes coming out like that. So they don't have to be exactly the same as my original painting. It's okay. And then you want to put in your two little ears. And this hat. So he's nice and easy peasy. Okay, so now we'll do our third dude. Since you guys are liking the dudes, get used to painting these, and then we'll do the two chicks last, okay? So you guys are a little more comfortable with painting these, and then we'll do and the other two chicks are easier. They're easier than the first one. The first chick is the trickiest, to tell you the truth. Alright, so since this guy's bigger, well, that's good. You should be laughing. You guys are all good. No worries. All good. Alright, so I'm going to switch to, Tiny here. Right, so your last guy, he's the biggest. So I'm going to turn around and put his head in. Then his neck. He's got the same hands as this guy, so you can hide his fingers if you want to, the same we did with this guy. Okay, he has the same shape coming out on top. And he has one leg coming out this way. And his other leg is coming out and then in like that. Alright. Now we just make them thicker. So, they're just a bunch of people dancing. If your stuff is all looking all weird and stuff, that's okay. They're just doing a funky dance move. You know, these guys danced all crazy in the 20s. You should have seen some of the positions I saw them in. They were like kicking their legs and doing flips and doing all sorts of stuff. So, if your shape is coming out a little weird, that's okay. They're just doing some funky dance move, that's all. That's all. It's the 1920s. They didn't worry about anything back then. Alright, now I'm going to switch to my smaller brush. I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put his one shoe in. And put on his hat. Just like that. Make sure the sides of the hat line up with the sides of his head. Give him his hair. And there you go. Another guy doing a funky, and he didn't come out the same as my original guy either, so don't worry about it. Don't stress it. It's all good. We're just doing funky chicken dance everywhere. I think that's the chicken dance. Alright. I'll give you guys a chance. Yeah, see, my dancers didn't even come out exactly the same. Look, so his arm's down lower on this one. You know, so they don't have to be exactly like the ones that I have painted. They're dancing. So they could be all sorts of weird and funky shapes and everything all around, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't stress it. Alright, so next we're gonna do this girl over here. Yeah, Kelly, you never paint anything exactly the same. It just doesn't happen. So we're gonna do this chick right here. This one. Okay, so she's not hard either. Alright, so I'm going to go back to tiny. And if your paint's getting goopy, if it's starting to get all globbed up, pour yourself some fresh paint. Because your paint needs to be nice and loose for this. Alright, so we're going to paint her next, okay? So she's the same size as this guy. Okay, so let's see if I can show you both at once here. Okay, so you're going to just turn around and she's off to the side. And just do a straight line down. And then you're going to do a piece going up that way. And you're going to do a piece coming down. And then you're going to come out from her shoulder. That's her one arm. And then you're going to come out from her shoulder and go straight up and over. Straight up. Hello. That's at an angle, Eve. I do that all the time. I tell you guys to go straight up, and I actually mean at an angle. Or I tell you to draw a line and go, okay, draw this line straight, and it's a line at an angle. So whenever I say straight up, just pay attention to what I'm doing, because I probably meant at an angle. Okay, and you're just going to fill her in with her triangle. Alright, make this leg a little thicker, going up this way. She's kicking her leg up some weird way, who knows. They were very flexible back then, I guess. Just make sure it goes more narrow. Right, make her arm a little thicker. Okay, and if you have, like, I just made her arm like way too thick, so now I'm just going to make her body thicker, that's all. So, you know, if you make one piece too big, just make the rest of the body bigger. Alright, now we're going to put her shoe on. And our shoe over here. So she's really flexible. She's really doing a kick. She's really doing a kick. Okay. Add my head, so the one arm is hiding behind the head, so you don't have to worry about the fingers. And this is the same as drawing them, Tina, because you're just using paint, that's all. So, and I already showed you how to erase them. Now you want to put her hand in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So there's our other girl. And then we're going to do our last girl, and we're going to turn around and put the details and the colors and everything else on them. So like I said, don't stress the girls, because you can always just put a dress and cover up any of the weird lines or shapes that you might have made. So don't stress about the the girls too much, because they have these tasseled shimmy dresses on. So you could easily just put some tassels in a spot that looked a little wonky and it'll look fine. Alright, so we're going to do our last person. I'm giving you guys a minute to catch up mustard here so you can breathe it out a little bit. And we're just going to do our last person, and we're going to... Oh, yes, Tina, so you said the brush doesn't hold the paint like the pencil. I'm pressing too hard or running out of paint. Yes, okay, so one thing you have to remember, a paintbrush is not a marker. I don't know if you guys noticed how many times that my hand disappeared as I was painting this. I was refilling my brush. So you constantly got to keep wiping the globs off of your paintbrush and grab more paint. And we have a tendency to press harder thinking more paint's going to come out of it, but a paintbrush isn't a marker. So you constantly have to keep refilling your brush, the smaller brushes, with more paint. So it is a whole practice of painting your little piece. You paint your little tiny piece in, grab more paint. Paint your little piece in, grab more paint. Make sure your brush isn't getting all globby. You got to wipe it off. Maybe give it a little swirl tap dab. So, Tina, you're exactly right. That's exactly what's going to happen, because that's how the process works. Alright, so we're going to do our last girl. And I'm going to be using, and I'm going to keep my, I'm going to be using Tiny for her, because she's she's the bigger girl. And I'm going to put her, I'm going to put her head in first. So I know I have room for her. That'll work, Tina. Absolutely. Do her shoulders. She has an arm shooting straight up. She has an arm coming out. Alright, bring this down. Wrap this around and do that leg. And do our other leg coming out that way. And now I'm just going to switch to Tiny, and I'm just going to make her thicker. So I'll make this arm thicker. I'm going to show you how many times I dip into my paint as I'm doing this process. because you don't see it because it's off screen. One, two, three, 4, 5. And now I'm wiping my brush off. And I'm going to grab some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how many times I'm dipping into my paint. So it's a lot of paint dipping. And her shoe is coming up over here. And her head needs to be a little bit bigger to match her body. And then put her hair in. And I forgot this lady's hair. She had curly hair. So I'm just doing some squiggles. Okay. And there is our people. But if you notice how many times I dip my brush into paint. I did it a lot. Oh, it's okay, Tina. You're just learning, so don't stress it. No worries, sweetheart. You're just having fun now, Kelly? Alright. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Alright, so we're going to come back over here. And we're going to turn around and put our other car in. And put the other details on our first car. Okay, so your first car. You want to grab some white paint. And right above where your spare tire is the windshield. So I'm just grabbing some white paint, putting in the windshield. And then there's a little hood emblem. That was just a little angled piece in a straight line. And then I'm going to make that light gray again. And you want to turn around and there's a headlamp here. And there's a headlamp coming off of the back. Okay, and then there's some weird little piece right here. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. It's a little doohickey. It's a little doohickey right here. I don't know what that is for, but it's there, so we'll put it in. Okay, and then you want to put your door in. Swoop. Swirl tap dab my brush. I'll grab some white paint. Do my center with a scribble circle. So I'm just scribbling around until it makes a circle. Scribble circle, scribble circle. Nice and easy, right? Nice and easy peasy. Scribble circles. Gotta love the scribble circles. Some of you, that probably drives you nuts because you want to have it perfect. If you want to do a perfect circle, you do a parentheses and a parentheses, and then you get a perfect circle. And then we're going to turn around and put spokes all coming out from the center. So put your spokes in. Yeah, Tina, try it with the marker if you think that's easier. Painting it might be a little tricky. It's a lot of grabbing, constantly grabbing paint. Like if you know, I just had to grab more paint again. Okay, so you guys, you know, you're not going to turn around. It's not going to be a never-ending filled paintbrush. With these smaller brushes, you have to constantly grab more paint and wipe off the globs that are forming on your brush. So now, see, Nifty, he's all kind of muffed up. So I'm gonna swirl, tap, dab him and get the globs off of him, and then constantly grab more paint. Okay, now I'm gonna grab black paint with Nifty. I'm coming here and trace my circle around with my black paint. Alright, make that a little thicker. So every time you see me lift my brush away from the canvas on the video, I am actually grabbing more paint. So every time you see me go away from the camera, like right now, I'm grabbing more paint to put on Nifty. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so you want to put your black circle on the inside of this. So you want to leave a little gray line because our pavement is black. So you want to leave a little outline of the gray so you can see the tire. See, I'm getting more paint again. Every time I leave the camera, I'm grabbing more paint. So these are not markers. You press harder, you're not going to get more paint out of them. You have to constantly refill. And then you have to constantly check your brush to make sure you're not getting any globs on them. Okay, guys? So, voila! We finished one car. Look at that. You guys are so awesome. Alright, so we're going to go up here. And we're going to put our other car in up here. Okay? So, I'm going to do the same thing. It's kind of working out. This is a two-part, like a two-halves painting, because I can show you it and paint it at the same time. So it's kind of cool that that's working. It's kind of cool that that's working out for us. So you want to come up here. We're coming up here. There we go. I had to tighten my gizmo that's holding my phone. Alright, so you're going to come up here between these two lamp posts. And we're going to do that car. Alright, so we're going to grab my small brush. I'm going to grab Tiny. So this is all small brushes tonight, guys. And like I said, don't stress the small stuff. And we're going to grab black paint, and it's going to be another rectangle. A really thin, narrow rectangle. Okay. And now I'm going to grab Tiny. Tiny in the house. Lots of Tiny in the house tonight. I'm telling you. He's really not Tiny, Nifty. Lots of Nifty. I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. Lots of Nifty in the house tonight, that's for sure. So, we're going to put our circle on that piece over there. And we're going to put our circle over here. And then you're going to put a little piece on the front here. And And there's a little piece on the back. So lots of nifty tonight, right? And then if your rectangle a little bit over from halfway, so you want this a little longer, and this angles a little bit and swoops down, and then you're just going to put the window in. And there you go. The profile of a 1920s car. Pretty nifty, if you ask me. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys time to catch up mustard here with all the little details on this painting. And now we're just going to be filling in our parts of white. Once this dries up a little bit, we're going to be doing our parts of white. And then we're going to put our yellow in and we're going to be all set. So I'm glad you guys are having fun with this. Don't stress the dancers too much. Like I said, we're going to cover most of it with tassels. So that's all good. And I'm going to do roll call. I'm also going to remind you that it's always free to watch. Tips are appreciated. So let me post those links for you. There we go. And it's roll call time. Kelly, I don't know who's still on and who isn't, who's hanging tough and who isn't. Some people popped on for the replay. But I'm just going to scream out everybody's name, the whole family. Why not? Might as well. So Kelly is here. We got Cindy. We got Marsha. We got Margaret. We have Cynthia. We have Tina. We have Kim. We have the Julia, Doreen, Tina, another Tina, Steph, Katie, Artis, and Tammy all chimed in with us tonight. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? Telling you, can't get any better than that. So, you guys want to start thinking what your accent color is going to be. Because once we put in all the details in white, we're going to go back over and add the accent color. So, you want to kind of put that in your brain of what you want to do, what you want to do. Right? So, grabbing Mr. Nifty again. And I'm going to go to my dancers. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to put a little water in my white paint. Make sure it's not blobby. So I just dipped a little bit of water in there and loosened it up for myself. Wipe my brush off. And we're going to go to our dancers and put our details in. Okay, so if you messed one of them up, add some extra tassels, that's all. So she has a headband. And she has just a little tasseled skirt here. So we're just doing our little wispy wisps. So, like I said, if you mess something up, just put some tassels over it. It's all good. Now I'm grabbing more paint. Putting in his, on his headband. Giving him his collar. Giving him his sleeves. And so as you're doing this too, if you need to fix any part, you could fix any part doing this. So it is all good. And then what was really cool is the guys in the 20s, they had really fancy shoes. They had like these little wing designs on their shoes. So I put a little something something on their shoes because they had like really cool things on their shoes. So that was always fun. Alright, now I'm wiping my brush off and I'm grabbing more paint. Okay, so over on this guy, we got the stripe on his hat. We got a little bow tie going on. And Butters just moved the camera. He's literally standing on the camera stand. That's why you guys are shaking right now. He smushed his butt right into the middle of the stand legs. That's what he did. That's why you guys just jiggled. He's a piece of work, I'll tell you what. And we got some suspenders. Shoop. Shoop. And the little design on their shoes. Little squiggles here. Okay. And her dress was fun, so I gave her 2 shoulder straps, a little cross piece, and then it was tassels around her whole body. So, Tina, if you messed up any of your people, when you're putting the dresses on, just put tassels over it, and you just want to follow the shape of that the body's doing, okay? So, she has her leg kicking outward. So we're going to put a few tassels there. So just put some tassels on it and cover it up. It's all good. No one's going to notice that the shapes are all weird underneath. No one's going to be paying attention. And she had a headband with a feather. So you put a line up and then you do all your little pieces pointing out. Your tassels came out a little wide. That's okay. So, that's alright. No worries there. You'll just see your accent color better. Your tassels can be wide. It's all good. Okay, and we're going to go down to this dude, and we're going to put the stripe in his hat. You know, some of you didn't get Mr. Nifty's yet. I sent yours out again, Tina. So I'm using a very, very, very tiny brush. So if you don't have a tiny, tiny brush, you're going to have a hard time with this. You just make your people bigger, that's all. And he has a belt. Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. Yep, so your Mr. Nifty's are on their way. Squiggle on his shoe. I gotta wipe my brush off. Okay, she had a headband. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Right. I can't see any images on the live, but so, you know, that's not your painting skill, sweetie. That's the size brush you're using. Has nothing to do with, you know, no artist can turn around and get a big brush to do small lines, like tiny, tiny, tiny lines. It's just not going to happen. So I gave her a scoop neck, and then her whole dress is tassels and sections. So, you know, that has nothing to do with skill, sweetie. That's just the size of the brush. And you have to grab less paint. You hear me tell Kelly all the time, grab less paint. You have to grab less paint. It's constant refilling of your brush. Okay, so we have that taken care of. And we're going to turn around, and I want you to swirl, tap, dab, Big Boy. Oh, wait. Nope. One more step. Sorry. Yes, I'm always telling Kelly. Well, one more step, guys. Sorry. So with the white paint and your tiny brush, you want to turn around and put the accents in on the small car up here. Okay, so you put his little hood ornament, put his little tire things in. and put his fenders in. So scoop that way and scoop this way. Okay, so now all of our whites are ready to put our accent color in there. Okay, so all of our whites are ready for our accent color. So now we just have to do the light beams. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What's really cool about this process is that when you guys are doing paintings and there's sun rays, everybody likes to do those paintings with the sun rays. Cheers! I covered it with the sun. It's the same process. So if you're ever doing a painting with sun rays, or you want light rays or anything like that, it's the same process. So I need you to swirl tap that big boy. I'll give you a chance to catch up mustard with that. So this is like a really fun painting. You can have lots of fun with it. Don't stress it. If you want to do your people in marker, go for it. You know, if you got extra tassels hiding up some mistakes, that's fine too. If you screwed up, excuse me, if you screwed up any of the white details on your people, you know, an easy trick is, say I screwed something up, like, you know, I'm going to put in his belt pieces. You can easily go back in with black paint. You can go back in with black paint and cover any of the white if you mess something up. So, and like when you do your accent color, if you get your accent color everywhere, do you think I turn around and put my accent color on all these people and painted just on the white? No. Because I don't turn around and painting the lines, people. You know that. So I went back in and filled in all of the, I filled the black back in wherever I went off of the white with my yellow. So you guys can do whatever pop of color you want to turn around and, you know, have your accent color, whatever you want it to be. I'm excited, the people that did the black canvases. This should be pretty cool. Alright, so you're going to swirl tap that big boy. And remember before when I said about the blending, having your brush be a little on the wet side? So you do want it a little on the wet side. Not dripping, right? But a little more, I don't know if you could tell. So just a dab or two. Like if your brush feels heavier than usual, that means there's some more water in it. And then you want your white to be nice and thin and loose white. So if you're getting that skin on top, just push it over so you get to the nice stuff on the bottom. So I'm going to dip Big Boy into nice, I'm going to add some water to my white too. So I'm going to get my white nice and thin and loose. Alright, just added a little bit of water to it. Getting it nice and thin and loose. Nice, thin, loose paint. And then I'm going to wipe Big Boy off on the side. So you want your paint to be really, really, really thin. Okay? So, you can either have really thin white paint or extra water on your brush, one or the other. Don't get too nutty because you don't want to wind up with anything dripping. So I'm going to dab Big Boy some more because my white paint is really, really thin. So I'm going to go with that trick. Some of you can have your thicker paint and have more wet of a brush. It doesn't matter. Both processes work. Nice, thin, flat, straight edge. And you're just going to come out and you're just going to swoop. And when you swoop, you're going to get see-through white. So your white's going to be see-through. So you can make your glow lines as big or, and then you just want to put some, now this has to be straight. light is straight. So make sure that the lines you're putting in are straight. So the faster you go, the straighter it's going to be. So you want this like see-through white going on. And we're just going to put those all around our chandelier any way we want them to be. Okay. And I'm going to leave the little guy in the center for a smaller brush. And I'm going to go over here and do my headlights. My headlights. Now I'm calling them headlights. My lamp posts. I do not want to know that word today. I don't know why. So I'm going to turn Big Boy on his side. And do my lamp posts. Lamp posts. Alright. It's all good. It's all good. So you just want to make sure though that you're doing straight lines with this. Light is always straight. Always straight. And your white, you want your white to be pretty see-through. So you could turn Big Boy on his side. You could turn around and do him so he's flat. Whatever you want to do. It's your painting. Okay. And then we're going to cut across the road with one of these. Swoop. Just like that. Nice thin white paint. That's it. Faster you go, straighter your lines are going to be. Swoop. And just lift off when you get to the bottom. Lift off. Put another piece in here. Because you know I like my threes. Okay, now I'm going to go to my smaller brush and I'm going to fill in my pop of color. So I'm going to fill in my lamp posts with the yellow. Because we have to do another little detail on those. So let's get those done first. And then I'm going to come down to my car and fill in my bumpers with my yellow. So finally, we're two color. Yay! I'm so happy now. So, I am so happy we're putting color on. I don't know, must be something in my psyche. I'm not a grayscale person. So, that's okay. Some of you guys love it, and that's always a good thing. And of course, I'll paint anything that you guys ask for. So, that's all good. Now I'm going to go to my smaller brush. Nifty in the house. And do my little hood ornament. Do some of the spokes with the accent color. So if you want your accent color to pop, 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 you know, the more base white you put, the better off it's going to be. Do my hubcaps. So if there's anything you guys want to see for a how-to Tuesday, you know, let me know and get some ideas rocking and rolling of anything you guys would like to learn or see. So I'm going to turn around and do the details on my car up here in the yellow. So pretty much anything that's white on the painting, you're going to fill in with your accent color. And like I said, if you go out of your lines, you can just turn around and grab your black paint and go back in and fix it. Okay, guys? So let's do our chandelier. Let's do our party side. It's the party side. Oh, yeah. So the chandelier I did all stripes on. So I did all these thin yellow lines. And then I followed the shape of the chandelier. And I'm constantly grabbing more paint, guys. Every time you see my hand move off of the painting, that means I'm grabbing more paint. So I just put all these swoopy lines in here. I did all lines in the chandelier, and then I went in. So these are all little lines that I did. And I did the outline line. Did the outline line there and some more lines in the bottom parts, and I just followed the shape of the chandelier with my lines. So that's nice and popping, and going in and doing my people now. So putting the white down first is going to get this all to pop for you. So anything that's white, and like I said, if you wind up going out of your lines, because you know how much I like to paint in the lines, you can always go back in with the black paint and schmooze it up. So it's all good. Because you know I did not follow the lines with these tassels. And I just went in and refixed it with some black paint. I can show you that on the original. So if you want it more defined and correct, I went back in with black paint after I did the yellow and re-outlined my stuff. See? So I went back in with black paint and redid around these pieces so I didn't get the yellow lightning. But it's up to you. You know, if you want it to be more fluffy and fun and less exact, then you could just leave it alone. If you want it to be like exact, just the color where you want it on the white, then you just go back in with the black paint and shape in all of your pieces. It's totally up to you. I'm going to leave this one fluffy because I'm kind of digging it. I'm a little bit in a fluffy mood. When I'm done with you guys, I have to load the car for tomorrow. Get everything together for my festival. So wish me luck, because I'm going to be outside for the whole day. So hopefully my allergies stay at bay. And there's going to be 3 in-person paint parties. So if you're in the area, I did post the event to the to my page. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. So it's supposed to have really nice weather, so I'm happy about that. Yes, thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Kelly. Well, Kelly, you're in another state. I don't think that's gonna work. So yeah, so that's my my shindig tomorrow. That's gonna be pretty nutty, but I have my sister and my daughter helping me, so that's a good thing. And I'm in another state of mind, so you know, you never know. You're physically in another state, and I am mentally in another state. Alright, so we got our yellows and all our stuff, so now we can take out Big Boy. Alright, Tina. Road trip. So I'm going to take out Big Boy, and I'm going to do the yellow and the light rays. Now yellow is see-through anyway, so you really don't have to worry about thinning it out. I mean, unless you're working with like a heavy body or something. That always made me laugh, a heavy body. And, If you are, just add a little bit of water to your paint, thin it out. It's all good. So you're just putting in the yellow now on all of your light rays. On all of your light rays. Okay, and then we have to finish the lampposts. Ha! I got it right. The lampposts. And we did our black and white people, grayscale painting. You guys are killing me. You're killing me, people. You're killing me. We did our grayscale painting with our one accent color of the Roaring 20's. So I checked off 3 requests at once. And I hope you had a lot of fun with this. Some of you were stressing the dancers, and that's okay. Because you know what? They don't have to look exactly like mine. They're just wiggling and having fun, so you'll be alright. Alright, so, lampposts. All I did was frame out the lamppost part. With black paint. So Kelly, you turned around and you had fun after the first 2, right? Because you learned you can't stress it, right? That's the whole point. Don't stress it. So it's just, I just squared it off. Gave it a little triangle hat. And a line down the center. Yes, yes, you have to have fun with it. You have to have fun with it. You know, doing the little profile people, I mean, guys, you know, and especially Tina, you're you just started painting. You're a beginner. You know, you're just learning how to do this stuff. So that's totally awesome. You know what I mean? Your stuff is coming out great. I can see your improvements. You know, Kelly's been painting a little longer. She's a little more advanced. Megna has us all beat, and she's 10. So I mean, she's 11. So, but she's been painting with me since the beginning. So everyone's going to be at different parts and different things they can do well and things that they can't do well. I just put my hand in this lamppost right here, smudged it all up. You know, and we're going to make messes and we're going to have fun and we're going to create, and that's why we're one big painting family, because we're all doing it together. You know what I mean? So hi, Megna. Megna, I seriously just got done talking about you. Yes, so, you know, she's been painting with me from the beginning. And guys, I did the math. My birthday was Sunday, and I did the math. Which, you know, I don't like to do the math, but I did the math. I've been painting since I was Megna's age. So all I did with black paint and my small brush is put the black detail into my chandelier. So right next to the yellow lines, I put the black lines. So I've been painting, other than like a little hiatus during my 20s for, you know, you guys that lived through your 20s know why. 35 years, I think it's been. So, I mean, not like constantly. You know, there's times in my life where I didn't do my artwork and stuff like that. So, but alright, so if we take you know, so I've been painting. Thank you, Magna. Thanks, Marcia. No, I mean, I like math, Magna. I'm saying I didn't want to do the math to show how old I am. So, That's what I meant about not wanting to do the math. Like, to figure out how old I am. Like, when you get older, you really don't want to do the math of when you were born to what year it is to see what your age is. So, I love math, the subject. I just don't want to do the math about my age. That's what I meant about that. So, anyway, anywho, now that I'm beat red and embarrassed myself, nice, Tina. Yeah, so we're about the same age, Tina. So I don't ever turn around, you know, like if you're ever like really not liking something you did, you know what, close your eyes, you know, stop painting first, and then, yeah, my bachelor's degree is in mathematics. I'm educated. So I want to hear more about this frog, Magna, that your friend was trying to catch. So anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. The idea just flew right out of my head. So what is my, oh, yes. So if you ever don't like what you did, and you're looking at your painting, and you're like, what is that? Stop painting, close your eyes, take a deep breath, take a woo-saw moment, remind yourself about how long you've actually been painting, and how many paintings have you actually done in your life. Okay, so a lot of you on here, and a lot of you watching the replay, you're all new. So if you close your eyes and say, hey, this is the 10th painting I've ever painted, or this is, you know, I've only been painting for 6 months, and then reopen your eyes and look at your work, you're going to totally understand and feel better about what you're doing. You got to put it in perspective sometimes, everybody. You know, we try to put these unrealistic expectations on ourselves, and you're not going to turn around and paint like Picasso if it's your 10th painting ever. And if you do, I want in on the money. Alright? The frog looked like a leopard, and it's so small by now it's probably hanging out in a small bucket I left outside. Oh goodness. So I hope he's a good frog. I hope he's not like looks like a little leopard. That sounds like a fancy frog, tell you the truth. That's like a fancy schmancy frog. Okay, guys, so there is your Great Gatsby Roaring 20s. Car, automobile, and dancers, and having a fun party. Oh, yeah, so you don't want to do that. You don't see, and look where you are now. So yeah, Magna, I think you were kind of smart leaving the frog outside. I don't think your mom would have liked you bringing the frog inside very much. Right, so, you know, you guys put it in perspective for yourselves. Remind yourselves exactly where you're at, and where you're at is exactly where you're supposed to be, and just have some fun with it. That's why I always say, you know, have fun and go create, because that's the whole point. Oh, I bet you did, Magna, but you know, he grew up in the wild, so he's better off being in his little grass and having fun and doing what he knows. You know what I mean? If you want a pet frog, you're better off getting pets from the pet store, because they were raised to be pets. Catching an animal from the wild, you don't want to turn around and try to make it a pet. It doesn't always work out. So, Kelly and Cindy and Marcia and Margaret and Cynthia and Tina and Kim, Doreen, Julie was here, Tina, Steph, Katie, Artist, and Tammy, and Megna. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this painting, and always free to watch. Tips appreciated. Send me a tip. You get Mr. Nifty's, and you get my humble thank you. And let's just stick it all out together, guys, as a family, because that's what we do. And that's how we roll. Lots of fun and very different. Yes, very different. Very different for us. So, that's okay. We do all sorts of different things. I have a Dolly video. I have a Picasso selfie video. We have rainbow tigers. We have rainbow forests. We have roaring 20's. We have our flowers. We have all sorts of paintings. That's why it's Eve's Creations Paint Party, because they're my own creations. So we're a little out of the box here at Eve's Creations, and that's okay. That's all good. Hey guys, so I turn around and I was talking about a frog with you, Megna. So guess what Butters is running around with? His froggy. He's got his frog. I was talking about a frog to you guys, and look. So this is his toy, and it's a little frog. So we were talking about a frog, and that's what he went and grabbed his toy frog. What you got, Butters? What you got, buddy? You got your froggy? He might be a derp, but he's not dumb, that's for sure. Well, it's a stuffed frog, so we don't have to worry about that, Magna. So Butters got his froggy. That's what he's running around with, so he's pretty good. He's got all sorts of toys. He loves his toys. Alright, so we're going to have to say goodnight because I have to get my act together for tomorrow. And thank you so much for joining me tonight, fam. So I hope you had a good time. And I hope you enjoyed painting this and you had fun. And I'll see you all on Tuesday. I'll figure out something. We'll do something. We'll learn something. It's all good. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kelly. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, Margaret. Don't forget to post your finished paintings to the event. I'll put the post up to share as soon as we get off the video. Absolutely, Tina, 6,000%. Anybody have any questions at any time, just message me. I will return your message. You have to practice your details. Yes, Tina. So details takes a little bit of patience. I'm not big on details either. You see, a lot of my works are abstract and whatnot. I had to turn around and sometimes you need to take a break. You know, do the whole bulk of the painting and then come back the next day to work on your details so you're a little more fresh. I found myself doing that too. Usually I would finish a whole painting in a night. Awesome. Usually I would finish a whole painting in one evening and my details would be lacking. I found that if I take a break and go back to it the next day to do the details, that I am a little more patient with them and go a little slower. Bye, Magna. Bye, sweetheart. Alright, so good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. You all warm my heart. Have fun and go create. Good night. Bye.